Yo, yo, yo. What's up, my people? Boomtown back at it again with another video. This is only going to be episode 2 on my channel, but the UK is back under lockdown again because of COVID, so I figured why not take the time today and hash out another video. Today I'm going to be going over the hot topic in sneakers over the past probably this year. Nike Dunks. Be showing you my dunk collection. But before we get into the sneakers, there's a couple things I do want to talk about. First of all, man, we are in the midst of one of the craziest elections that I think we'll see in our lifetimes. Donald Trump going for term number 2. Joe Biden trying to come back. Previous vice president, of course, trying to win a seat to be the commander-in-chief, which will be my boss ultimately. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. A lot of people are frustrated with how things are going. I know Nevada's taking a long time to count their votes. They've been on pause since yesterday. They should be coming out, continuing their count here in a couple hours. But it's tense. You know, you've seen it on social media. And it's an international reaction too. The whole world's kind of waiting and watching to see what happens. And hopefully we'll find out in the next couple weeks. I know there's a lot of ballots they got to count. Mail-in ballots. Some states let people register to vote the day of, on voting Tuesday. So it's wild. It's crazy. Man, but that's life. The next thing I want to talk about is whoever Warren Lotas is. I do not know who that is. I know he's a designer of some sorts, but he recently attempted to do a pre-order for a shoe that he designed himself, along with Jeff Staple from Staple brand. And it was a reworked dunk. It was basically the same thing as the Staple Pigeon Dunk that released in New York City back in the mid-2000s with a rearranged swoosh. He switched the swoosh with a Jason mask, so it's essentially the same shoe. It's got the Staple Pigeon on the back heel. It's a collaboration with the actual brand, so pretty much the exact same sneaker, but the swoosh is slightly different. And the reason why it's controversial is because Nike is currently suing that man for everything he has. They hit him with a lawsuit, which I'm not sure the details, but it's basically copyright infringement, for the similarity and the likeness to the Pigeon Dunk. And then he stopped production on that design, came out with another design, which is still Dunk inspired, but looks very different from a Nike Dunk. But Nike is still hitting him currently with the fact that he's using the same outsole. And I don't know where he goes from here. I mean, obviously, as a designer, it is up to him to create an original product, and that's something that I think most of us would appreciate out of somebody who claims to be a designer, is to come up with something original. But Nike's definitely got it out for him now. It's a shame because there were some previous releases that had gone under the radar, but because he got with Staple, all the sneaker blogs picked it up. It was the talk of the town for a few weeks. He hit a pre-order, and I don't know if the pre-order numbers were that huge or if the publicity that he got was enough to hit Nike's radar and, you know, make them go into a frenzy of some sort. But all that stuff has stopped. It is ceased and desist. So yeah, good luck, Warren Lotas, wherever you're at these days. I hope you can figure out something to do to keep your business afloat. Lastly, before we get into the shoes, just to talk about sports real quick. So the Lakers have won the NBA championship since the last video I made. The LA Dodgers just won the World Series. The NFL season is in full swing. College football is happening. Shout out to Air Force. They're about to play Army this week. They've had a not so great outing the past couple weeks against San Jose State and Boise State. But shoot, this is the big rivalry game. If they beat Army, since they've already beat Navy this year, then the seniors get a trip to the White House. They win the Commander-in-Chief Trophy for either the 21st or the 22nd time, I think. So, man, it's good that football, which is a coping mechanism for myself and plenty other Americans and people throughout the world, is still going. I'm glad they've managed to have a season. The Big Ten is having a season too, so Ohio State's doing their thing. They're ranked in the top 5. So I don't know what's going to happen as far as the college football playoff this year, but football's back, sports are in action, and that's one of the few things that's helped me get by. So I hope everybody else is enjoying it as much as I can. Good luck to your teams, but go Air Force, beat Army. All right, so to get into the shoes, I'm going to show you my only non-dunk SB, which happens to be this right here. This is the Nike SB Blazer Elite, a collaboration with Sub Pop Records. Sub Pop is a record label based in Seattle, and they collaborated with Nike on this shoe in 2009. I believe it came out in the fall of 2009. I got this shoe because very reminiscent of Charlie Brown, and at the time this was something that wasn't too hyped, and so I was 11 years ago, so 16-year-old me had a chance to get a collaboration sneaker that was an SB. I didn't have any Blazers at the time, so actually this might have been my first SB, but I jumped on it. I got these for retail, and they've held up okay. I don't really skate that much, and if I do skate, I would not skate in these. I would actually just go skate in a pair of Vans. But Nike SB Blazer Sub Pop. Next, we have a pair of Dunk Lows. This is a mint green and red colorway that came out in 2012. General release, nothing special here. I got these. I love the shade of green they used on these. And the hints of red. Red is my favorite color, so anything that's got blue and red, teal and red, turquoise and red, mint green and red, something like this, I'm a huge fan of. Simple color blocking. I wear this shoe a lot around Christmas, and I just thought it was a really clean colorway, and I'm glad to have this as part of my collection. Next, we have a worn but clean colorway. Another general release SB Dunk Low. This just comes in a clean black, navy blue, and white with the gum sole and the blue on the bottom. I got these when I was at school, and I was really excited because this was, for a period of time, my daily wear. I would just throw these on and go kick it wherever. And I just thought this was a really, really clean colorway. The suede is decent. It's not the best, but for a general release, I thought it was pretty good. So really comfortable, really clean. Dope pair right here. Now we can get into some of the cooler dunks that I have. These right here, SB Dunk Highs Bloody Gums. Like I said, I do love hints of red with a blue, a teal, a green, or anything like that. So this color blocking is definitely on par with what I prefer. It's actually a nod to people that fight gingivitis, hence the nickname Bloody Gums. You got a clear outsole with, if you can see that, it kind of looks like a Bloody Gums, but you don't really see the bottoms of the shoes, so it doesn't really matter. But Dunk Highs, somehow, I think, are more comfortable than the lows. I think it has to do with the length of the tongue and the padding on the tongue. The padding on the low is really thick, and I think it kind of, depending on how you lace your shoes, it kind of constricts the foot. But these, I'm able to wear the laces a little loose, and I think it's really comfortable. I've had this. These came out in also '09. So yeah, a little bit older than a decade. So glad to have these in my collection as well. So it's kind of funny. I'm looking at this pair I'm about to show y'all, and I didn't realize that I guess '09 was when I started to appreciate the Nike Dunk. This is a pair of Dunk Highs. This is a non-SB pair, but Dunk High cassette player, which is some kind of company. I would imagine a fashion company that's based in the UK. I can't remember why I wanted these so bad, but at the time, just knowing my sense of fashion back there, the fact that it was just unique. Black with a solid orange outsole. It's got a little design on the toe. Hints of lime green on the back with a little pull tab. And both tongues have their own unique design. And I just thought this was a really solid pair. I was into a lot of uh, funky fashion, I'll call it. Everybody has kind of their nightmares of being in high school and growing up, trying to figure out what you're into and what you're not. And yeah, these released back in '09. I had them and I rocked the heck out of them. And love them every time I do. And I'll show them one more time. Green laces, red laces, underrated banger right here for sure. All right, down to the last two. I think this one is probably my most coveted, or what a lot of people would consider the most coveted. But I have a pair of the Miss Pac-Man Dunk Lows. I love the neon colors. I love the yellow. The hits of yellow around the pink are reflective. I think that's a really dope touch. And this was, I don't know if it was a pack, but there's a pair of Mr. Pac-Man highs that I thought were subpar compared to these. I think these are beautiful. I think these are gorgeous. They are dirty. I have worn these to skate a couple times, but I love everything about this shoe. I don't think this is definitely, I'd say top three SB Dunk Lows for me. So I'm glad I have a pair. Definitely my personal top two. I'm about to show you number one, but I think this is a really clean shoe. Shout out to Nike for everything about this shoe because I think this is gorgeous. And last but not least, this actually comes with a really cool story. It's definitely my favorite sneaker come up story. But I have the Dunk High Huxtable, uh, leather base. The white's all leather, and then it's got this fuzzy Coogee sweater esque material. Feels just like a sweater. Nicknamed the Huxtable, obviously after Dr. Huxtable from the Cosby Show. Don't need to get into that, but the story around these. So these at the time were probably reselling for 300-400 brand new, and back then, what year are these from? Oh, no surprise, these are from '09 too. All right. Um, but yeah, being in high school, my primary focus was football, so I didn't have a job, I didn't have a source of income, so trying to convince my parents to pay $300-400 for a pair of shoes was definitely not going to happen. So what ended up happening and how I came across these was I ended up going on a Habitat for Humanity trip my junior year of college. I went with a group of friends to Los Angeles. We took a road trip from Colorado, drove all the way out there, and it was, I think, 2 days before we had to leave. Some of my friends wanted to go hit a beach and do a bonfire, grill some marshmallows, make some s'mores, do all that kind of stuff. So we went to this beach. They had these really nice open fire pits, so you could just show up, bring some wood, and do whatever you want to do at the beach. But everything was full at the time, so we had to walk around try to find something that was open. And in the middle of walking around, I'm just looking around, seeing what I see. And out of nowhere, I see these on the ground. And I was like, I freaked out. And I'm like, yo, my dude, I was straight bugging. I was just like, hey, do you mind if I see your shoes? And he was like, nah, dude, go ahead. So I picked him. He had them off. So, I picked him up off the ground. I was just checking them out because I had been to Flight Club. That was my first time being in Flight Club. So this was, my first exposure to the hype, the shoes that resell for big money, and the fact that I was seeing these in person. It was crazy to me. So I picked them up. I was checking them out, and obviously they looked similar to a size that I would wear. So I peeped the size tag. They happened to be my size, a size 12. And I freaked out. There has not been a sneaker come up that I've had yet that has beaten the excitement I had when I noticed these were size 12. So I freaked out and I'm screaming all over the place. I'm going crazy. And he's looking at me all weird. And I just said, yo, would you consider selling these shoes? And he was like, depends on how much you want to give me. So I thought I didn't have the best understanding of the resale game, and I was in college and didn't have a lot of change in my pocket. So I knew the retail on these. I don't have the box, but the retail is probably $100. The fact that they were used, I said $75. And the guy said, that's a deal, I'll take 75. I did not have $75 cash on me, so I went to my friends and I was like, hey, please, please, please give me every single cent that you have on you. I'm about to buy these shoes. I know it's weird, don't judge me, but I love the fact that this dude has these shoes. He's willing to sell me, and I promise I will reimburse you for any money you can give me. They dug through their pockets, gave me every cent that they had, and they came up with $58. So I took the $58. I went to the dude. I said, man, all right, I'm a little short, but I can give you all this money. This is all the money we have between me and my friends. I'll give you all this money. If that's still cool, you can come kick it with us. You can, eat s'mores with us, eat our food. I think some of the older kids had some beer. I was only 20 at the time, so I couldn't drink. And he took it. He said, deal. I gave him the money. I asked him, I think I had on a pair of Vans, and I asked him, since we were the same size, if he wanted my shoes, since he was selling me his, and he was really chill about it. He didn't want my shoes. He took my money and left, and that is the story of how I got these bad boys. And I've worn these so much. You can see the stars on the toe are starting to fade. Definitely all creased up on the toe box. But still clean. 11 years later, and this is my personal favorite SB. So I'm definitely glad that I found it when I did. Definitely glad that I was able to add it to the collection. And that, my friends, is my dunk collection. So that's it for this month's video. I hope you guys like it. But let me know what dunk memories you guys have. Let me know what you're looking for. Dunks have been revitalized by Nike. From the Ben and Jerry dunks to the Grateful Dead dunks of this year to Travis Scott. There's been so many dunks that have released. The Plums came back out this year. Dunks are just it for right now. They're hot. I've seen a lot of comments on social media talking about how dunks are going to be the new Jordan 1s. So we'll see if that happens. But Nike's pushing out some really good collabs, and the dunk resale is crazy right now. So we'll see what happens going on to the future. But that is my collection. Hope you guys like it. Boomtown out. All right, so there's two more things that I need to talk about. My bad. But the first is shout out to someone on IG. His page is called Haven't Shoe Heard. And what he does, he makes these custom cutouts of the Jordan Wings logo. I saw that. I think it was posted by Nightwing from Wear Testers. So I hit him up. I said, hey, I have an idea. It's based on my job. I'm in the military. And I think I have something that would be dope if you could get it down. And he did. So I just got this in the mail today. It's a custom Boomtown sign. Obviously, y'all recognize the wings. So it's pretty sweet. It's got my nickname on there with a piss pot. I'm a 21M, which is a missile and munitions maintenance officer. So something that I got so I wanted to kind of spruce up my office, and I wanted something like this to go up. So this was perfect that I found it. And shout out to him, link in the description below. All right, lastly, before I get out of here for good, I do have to say shout out to my lovely girlfriend, Catherine. In a couple days, she's about to hit that big 2-5. She's going to hit that quarter of a century mark. So I'm very excited to celebrate that. We won't be celebrating in person because I live in England. She happens to live 6,000 miles away in Mexico, but we make it work. It ain't no thing, but happy early birthday to you. You definitely have some stuff coming, so get ready for it. And I hope you don't mind the pictures that I will either show now or have shown in this video. So sorry, but love you. You're the best. And I look forward to celebrating you in a couple days. And that is officially the end. See y'all next time.